This is like common sense. The more GPUs you buy, the more money you save. That's right, the more GPUs you buy, the more money you save.
A user known as Alien XZY on the Chinese forum Shipel has apparently come across a leaked document that reveals the pricing for Nvidia's upcoming high-end GeForce RTX 3090 graphics card. And spoiler guys, these GPUs, they won't be cheap. It turns out we got prices for two cards, and the cards comes from one of Nvidia's several AFB partners called Colorful, and so it should be said these are custom and not Nvidia's own reference cards. Anyway, Colorful is probably most famous for their Vulkan lineup, and according to this Shipel leaker, Colorful is planning on releasing at least two variants of the RTX 3090 graphics card, where Vulkan and Neptune being two of the models. Now the main difference between the two is that Vulkan is air-cooled, while Neptune has a hybrid cooling solution. Here comes the interesting part: the Vulkan card is supposed to cost $2,000 while the Neptune is said to have an MSRP of $1,875. It should be said $1,750 is also mentioned for the Vulkan, and given the fact that air-cooled cards usually sell for way less than water-cooled solution, it would make sense that the Vulkan is cheaper than the hybrid variant. Now before we dive deeper into this, on this channel you will mostly find gaming benchmarks and budget gaming PC builds, but since we do expect new graphics cards from both Team Red and Green in the following coming weeks, I'm not doing any PC builds right now, and I don't recommend building a PC until the new cards have been released. Anyway, if you wanna see more PC builds in the future, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to never miss an episode. With that said, let's jump back to the 3090 pricing, and before we go any further, I think it's important to have in mind that the user known as Alien XZY don't have a huge record for leaking things in the past. In fact guys, I never heard about this user before. My point is, I think we should take all this information given to us with a grain of salt. My question to you guys is $1,750 for the 3090 cheap or expensive? Drop your thoughts down below. In case you're a bit out of the loop, upcoming RTX 3090 is said to come in two VRAM configuration, one offering 24GB and another one offering 12, while both getting GDDR6X. It's supposed to be based on the GA102 GPU featuring 5248 CUDA cores, and judging from gaming benchmarks, it's supposed to be a complete monster, beating the 2080 Ti by a whopping 40% in 3D Mark. Now listen to this guys, according to this leaker, 3090 could be replacing the RTX Titan. Now if this is true, this would be huge news, because up until this point we all been expecting a Titan card being introduced alongside the 3090, but if the information coming from Alien XZY is accurate, well that means that there won't be a Titan. Now remember guys, RTX Titan had an MSRP of $2499 when it launched back in 2018, and so if that is what Nvidia usually asks for a Titan card, maybe $2,000 for top cards such as the 3090, remember with 24 gigs of VRAM, isn't totally unreasonable given these specifications. Now there's a big thing here we haven't really touched on yet, which I do think is very important to have in mind as well. It does actually seem like Nvidia's planning at least two VRAM configuration for several Ampere cards, where Copite7Kimi just a few hours ago tweeted that a new 3080 SKU have been spotted. Now this is a 20GB variant of the 3080, and given the fact that we have seen plenty of 10GB 3080 variants online at this point, this pretty much confirms that Nvidia will have at least two separate versions available, one 10GB variant, and this will most likely be the reference card, and another 20GB custom variant available. Now let's assume that the Vulkan card offers 24 gigs of VRAM. $2,000 may not be totally unreasonable, knowing that there is a 12GB variant available for cheaper. On top of that, the Vulkan card is supposed to offer all the bells and whistles you can imagine. For example, it's supposed to be larger than its predecessor, it's supposed to have 2-zone lighting effects, and it's also supposed to have a 5V interface. My point is, these features will obviously make this card more expensive. So again guys, I don't think we should freak out just yet. There is definitely hopes the Ampere won't be much more expensive than Turing. Here's my predictions. Now, just a few hours ago, WJAM47196 actually made a post on ShipHell where he claims the 3090 is going to feature a starting price of $1,399 US, which to me sound totally, legit, and it goes right in line with rumors around the Ampere. I would love to hear your take on this pricing. You'll find everything you need to know about the Ampere linked up down below.